This is the Tesla protest in New York City.
Do you believe in tax credits for electric vehicles?
Yeah!
Do you like that his factory is in America?
Do you like that you're a prick?
Should we have tax credits for electric vehicles? I just want to say you're really beautiful, and if you're protesting, you're way too pretty to be here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What about him do you not like?
I think he's a fascist.
Yeah, but should we really be giving gorillas in Botswana condoms?
April 5th is the day of the nationwide hands-off protest, protesting Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So let's watch some Democrats scream into the wind.
What's our goal today, guys?
Stand up to Trump, bring back our democracy.
We are. We're gonna do it. All right.
Okay.
Here's the first bus, yes? And the crowd is starting to develop.
Oh, shiver my timbers! Shut up, man!
Elon killed my senator's money laundering operation.
Hand in hand.
And just like that, everything was right with the world. You know, I've never seen seniors fight harder to have their social security stolen from them. I don't understand. This is Democrats in a nutshell. There's a donkey holding a blade that says corruption on it, and Trump is stopping the donkey from using the blade to slaughter the sheep, and the sheep are saying hands off.
America first! It's Trump first! This guy is a con. Trump Bibles, made in China. Trump sneakers, made in China. The Trump shitcoin, made on a computer made in China.
Can't make this up. Eric Swalwell, who is literally banging a Chinese spy, claims Trump is in America first.
I'm at the protest right now in New York City, anti-Trump, anti-fascist protest, and I have one question. Where is Gen Z? These people are cheering, they're talking like it's just the 60s, it's just like the 60s, and they're having conversations and walking slowly. There's no fight here. There's no youth here. It's all 30-somethings and their children. And then seniors, and God bless everybody who showed up today, but I'm really disappointed in the youth turnout. Where is the youth turnout? This is your future that is going to be impacted by the actions of the Trump administration. And it's really this easy to show up in numbers and show your government that they're outnumbered. That is the point of a protest, to show that your government, that they are outnumbered. And if Trump leads you to believe that protesting does nothing, then this is what we get. We get a crowd of 30-somethings and their children and seniors, and barely any teenagers. Barely any teenagers.
USAID was shut down. So it seems like now the NGO Flower Children have run out of money to pay the poor youthful protesters. And the truth is laid bare. The Democrats are a party of old retirees with big 401ks and nothing better to do but to yell at the youth for taking back their tax dollars. This is what democracy looks like. No, this is what democracy looks like. Hang in there, girls. President Trump is fighting for you. Hang in there, gang. Judge Boasberg and the Dems are fighting for you. Oh, this is pretty sweet. Thank you, Elon is wrapped on a Tesla Cybertruck. Wow.
Here's a live look at Boston, Massachusetts now as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today.
I love how the Democrats are showing these aerial views of certain protests in certain cities like it's some sort of win. Oh, honey, it's not. Don't you guys realize that you are a tiny part of the country? If we were to get out and protest, then you'd really be seeing some sights. And this isn't doing anything. You know, you just want to say, honey, you lost. Get over it. But if you really want to stand out in the cold and the rain and scream to no one, have fun with it, because I know I am. There is so much of this protester footage that I can't even play on YouTube because these Democrats refuse to stop putting watch stickers and other bad guy from WW2 stuff all over their posters. They're literally parading around with Yahtzee stuff, and they think they're the good guys.
How you doing? Hi, nice to see you. I want to ask you real quick, do you see a connection at all between the rhetoric we're hearing from Democrats on Musk and Tesla, connection to the violence at all, what's happening on the streets, to Tesla dealerships?
Yeah, I mean, again, like, I've seen Republicans call me communist and I hate this country. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
This is the future of the Democrat Party right here. Can't even answer a basic question. What aboutism and bye.
Meantime, hundreds of people protesting President Trump's policies in front of the Minnesota State Capitol in St. Paul today. It's one of hundreds of so-called hands-off rallies scheduled across the country and around the world. Madeline Rivera, live at the National Mall in D.C. with the very latest on what's happening in the nation's capital. Hello, Maddie.
Hi, good afternoon, Kevin. Well, event organizers had hoped that this would be the largest single-day protest against the Trump administration since President Trump retook office in January. And I can tell you there are thousands of people here from across the country. I want to show you a little bit of the crowd right now. You can see right here, if my photographer Dartise pans on over here to see a little bit of the crowd, you can see people here walking out. They're carrying their signs, things that say resist. They're carrying their flags. The crowd has remained peaceful, but man, these people are fired up. They are angry, and they've been very vocal about their frustrations. They're accusing President Trump and Elon Musk of a billionaire takeover. They're accusing them of shutting down America for parts, shutting down Social Security offices, firing federal workers, all they say to benefit the billionaire class. There are several groups here, civil rights groups, labor unions, climate organizations. Democratic members of Congress also spoke today, and they are hoping to take on a sharper message that they hope will be effective and resonate with voters as they try to come up with a strategy, an effective strategy to counter the Trump administration. Here's Congressman Jamie Raskin.
Vance and Musk, they may have access to artificial intelligence, but they've got no access to human intelligence. These founders of the Dark Enlightenment, as they call themselves, are no match for the founders of the actual Enlightenment.
Jamie Raskin may have access to political talking points, but he's got no access to original thought.
And you know, Kevin, these protests are happening across the country, but I spoke to one attendee who said she traveled from Boston to be here in D.C. so that she can deliver a message directly to the Trump administration. She thought that that would be more effective, but I have to say, Kevin, President Trump is not here, of course. He's in Mar-a-Lago. Back to you.
Yes, he is. Madeline Rivera, who has a great deal of experience covering protests like that. Be safe, of course. Thank you so much for your time today.
I'm not happy with what's going on in the market today, but the distribution of equities across households, the top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities, 88% of the stock market. The next 40% owns 12% of the stock market. The bottom 50 has debt. They have credit card bills, they rent their homes, they have auto loans, and we've got to give them some relief. That I was struck by the statistic from last year.
That's the message right there. Just as a bystander, I'm like, wow, okay.
All right. Or that, you know, I like the examples, and I was really struck by two different statistics last year. Summer of 2024, Americans took more European vacations than they had in history. Summer of 2024, more Americans were using food banks than they ever have in history. I went into two food banks near my hometown to ask, what's the story? And they said, you know, it really takes, for a lot of people, it's a loss of dignity to walk in a food bank.
Of course.
But they were seeing a new phenomenon, that it wasn't their traditional clientele. It wasn't people who'd lost their homes. It wasn't people out on the street. These were working families who could no longer, you know, $100 at the grocery store, that basket of groceries every week, they were missing 5, 6, 7 things, and they were coming to the food bank to top up. So, you know, that's not a great America. Record European vacation, record food banks. And, you know, no reason we can't keep the record European vacations going, but we got to take care of these other people. And you know what? That they don't want handouts.
If you're wondering why I am wearing a Darth Vader Christmas sweater in April, it's because I'm going out later and I'm wearing these shoes. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Oh, Leroy. What am I going to do with you?